How's it going? I'm so happy to be back with all of you. I hope you enjoyed the last episode that I had on my vlog, and I hope that you guys went and checked out my Reddit stream. So, today we're going to be talking about the latest thought that's been running through my head, which has been, how can we end poverty here in the US? Now, obviously there's not a magical solution, otherwise I hope that it would have happened already. But I've got some ideas that I just wanted to share with everyone. It does involve a lot of numbers, so brace yourself and I'll try and break them down. Now, the argument of what the minimum wage should be has lasted for way too long in my opinion. Every year, we watch as prices increase at the gas pump, at the grocery store, and in all goods and services that we can enjoy in our off time. Yet, somehow the minimum wage has remained stagnant as it's argued over by those who are unaffected by it. It's not only frustrating to witness and experience, it's kind of disrespectful when you take into consideration that there are 37 million Americans living in poverty. I'm going to say that one more time. 37 million Americans live in poverty. Meanwhile, we are paying Congress collectively $93.25 million every year. Now, again, I'm not a mathematician. I'm not the best at this, but are we really having an argument over whether $14,000 is enough for a single person to live on? And the people who are having that argument are bringing home $174,000 a year, not to even talk about the kickbacks. But they expect everyday Americans to not only survive, but also participate in the economy on $14,000 a year. Alright, so let's sit down and do the math here. The average rent for a one-bedroom apartment in the US is $14,800. And this is for a year. All the numbers I talk about will be for annually. The average cost of utilities in the US is $2,000. The average cost of internet puts you at $800, and the average cost of food, you're looking at about $4,100. When you put all that together, a single person making $14,000 a year who has their own apartment, after all of those expenses that we just listed, they would be negative $7,600. So living alone clearly is not an option if you're making minimum wage. So let's say that this person decided to go out and get a roommate. Now, they're still making that $14,000, but now their expenses are shared. Of course, I'm not necessarily accounting for increases in the utility usage. So after all of those expenses that we talked about got split, minus of course the food because that was per person, they would have $1,200 left. Now, I'm sure everyone in Washington right now is going, see, they've got $1,200 left. All they need is a roommate. Well, I'm not taking into consideration all of the expenses that we didn't list, such as health insurance, transportation, automobile insurance, enjoying life. It's a little ridiculous that we expect Americans to literally go to work to pay their bills, and we don't even compensate them enough to do that. So what should the minimum wage be? I think it's kind of simple for us to settle that argument. On a federal level, I think that every year after the census has been conducted, the average cost of all necessities should be calculated, and the minimum wage should be based on those results. At the state level, the exact same thing should be done, but it's adjusted for the average of the state. This regulates that at the minimum, Americans can actually survive. As inflation occurs, the wages follow. So it ensures that no American is left living in poverty. Simultaneously, it creates a desire to strive for more, because while you may finally make enough money to survive, you're not yet making enough money to really live. And that is what life is all about. And people would finally be able to focus on doing the things that they need to do to get them to a point of being able to live their best life, because they're no longer thinking about if they are going to have a roof over their head. They're no longer thinking about if they're going to have their next meal. They know that at the minimum, their needs have been met. That is, in my opinion, how we end poverty in America. Tell me what your thoughts are. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good night.